So we are recording. Ha! Welcome everyone. It's your boy Big. I'm wearing two hats today with my co-host, co-creator of the Boss XL Supercharged Sales Loop System. That's my man, Big. Wait, what happened, Rich?
Oh, hang on. I'm not big again, am I? I'm big again.
Oh, man. Rich has been hitting the weights.
Hang on a minute. I'll sort that. You crack on, man.
That's all right. That's all right, my man. That is Rich Green, the KC, whether he likes it or not. We'll change that. We'll give you a different title, my man. And this is the weekly Supercharged Success and Sales Training for the Boss XL system. And we are excited because today we're going to go into the funnel, the system, but we're also going to talk to you all about the bonus that we give. Okay, one bonus is traffic, that's accelerate traffic, but we're not going to cover that today. Today, we're going to talk about the final bonus that we talk about in the system, which is Exodus Elite. But we're going to go over Exodus at the basic level, the advanced level, and the elite level. And we're excited to show you that because it is a fantastic program. And that's why we call it the Income Accelerator. And we're excited to show you that. But let's do this. I want you to know a word today that's called oofofo. Oofofo. And in the Boss XL Facebook group, I put that early this morning, and oofofo just simply stands for when you get notices in the Boss XL in your email of people signing up for Online Sales Pro and Future Ad Pro. And if you get a bunch of them like I did this morning, it spelled out the word oofofo. And so we'd like you guys to start to have oofofo type of mornings also, which means a lot of Online Sales Pro, a lot of Future Ad Pro signups, and you can do that using the system. And if you haven't been into the group, or if this first time you're in the group, go into the file section because we record these every week, and you can see training going back to when we kicked off Boss XL last month. We've only been doing this a month and a half. Can you believe it?
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. The growth, the excitement, the results, the experience. Wow.
So now, obviously, also, last week when we did training all about, okay, Online Sales Pro, the system, but we also announced a Super Bowl, a Supercharged Super Bowl contest in the group for those people that essentially could predict the team and the winning score. And not only that, did we say we ran a contest, we were actually giving away something of value. We were giving away 50 clicks free to our Accelerate Traffic, which everyone absolutely loves. And we also threw in some brand new swag. So the winner is not only going to get 50 free clicks of traffic to their link, you're also going to get one of the first Boss XL swag t-shirts that we threw up in the group today. Now, what
incredible prize, incredible. Do you know why we made the prize as good as that though? Because it was such a difficult task, because nobody knows the rules to that game that he's talking about. So
nobody. And see, here's the thing. Bottom line is the idea was, in order to win the contest, the Patriots were playing the Falcons, all right? New England Patriots, Atlanta Falcons, all right? Absolutely. So it's only the biggest game in the world that Rich knows nothing about. But the bottom line is we asked people to pick the team and the score. Now, being that I played at a higher level, I predicted exactly the score. The score was 34-28. All right, and my prediction was put in there, basically within minutes of writing it. The problem is I picked the wrong team. So you see, the Patriots came back and won in overtime, historic, first overtime game ever, and the Patriots won 34, and the Falcons lost 28. So guess what? I couldn't win my own prize if I wanted to, right, Rich? But here's the great thing. There were a lot of people. It seemed everyone was around that 31 or 35, or because they knew it was going to be a high-scoring game. Little did they know all the points for the Patriots came after they were down 28-3. So what I wanted to do was announce, if you're watching this and you're going, what does that have to do with training? It has everything, because in the group, we're trying to have you guys understand that it's always about traffic. And so we're happy to give away traffic. A package like that with the t-shirt and the traffic goes for a little bit over 65 bucks altogether if you add the value of the traffic and the value of the t-shirt. So nice little giveaway there for someone that basically gets the score. And here's the beautiful thing. The person who won knew absolutely nothing about football and basically was laughing the entire time because she was excited for someone else. All right. And Deb Chisholm was the person she was excited for, but Deb, you didn't win. The person that was excited for you actually won, and that's Diane Barrett Foley. And Diane Barrett Foley, congratulations, Diane, because you chose New England to win, and you said the score would be 33, and you said Atlanta would lose, and you said their score would be 29. So she was off by 1 point each way, Rich. How is that? And there's someone who basically, said knew nothing whatsoever. So it just goes to show you, you can't win if you don't play. Right, Rich?
Absolutely, absolutely. And to be fair, I knew nothing about the game and I didn't play. So I got to buy my own damn t-shirts and I'm printing them.
Absolutely. So congratulations, Diane. We'll be getting that out to you. You should be receiving it in the next week and a half to 2 weeks, probably sooner. So congratulations. But if you're on this call, if you're watching it on replay, you're here because we're going to go over training each week on the Boss XL system. And the Boss XL system is all about traffic. In fact, we cover 5 things in the system, in the sales funnel itself, that are extremely important. And I'm going to let my man Rich quickly go over those. But what I want to do is just tell you what those are, because it's exactly the conversation I had with him going back to this summer. Because Rich was doing very well after he and I met up at an event that I was doing in Las Vegas during the Super Bowl.
12 months ago.
Absolutely. And we talked about what was working and what wasn't working. And so he took some of that advice, went back, created his own system, which was the original Boss X system, but he was still missing components. And so I reiterated to him that the 5 most important things to have a recurring residual income type business are these. 1, traffic. You always need traffic, which is why we're giving away traffic as the contest. All right. 2, you need a funnel. So the entire Boss XL system is that. It is a funnel. But the beautiful thing about it is 3, you need a filter. And that's what this system is. It's its own built-in traffic funnel filter system. But there are a couple of other important things. You always need follow-up. So we have built-in email responder follow-up for people to use. What we hope is that in the training as we go along, you'll learn how to do the autoresponder follow-up yourself, because it's always better when it's personal from you. And then finally, we have what so many people are missing out there. What's funny is as we continue to expand this Boss XL system, Rich, I'm seeing a whole lot of people out there on Facebook starting to preach congruent tiered offers.
Who would have thought it?
I'm seeing a whole lot of these other gurus who are like, I have Future Ad Pro 2 and I have congruent tiered offers, when that never came out of their mouth before.
They've never heard of that word before.
Absolutely. And the reason congruent tiered offers is so important is because they have to make sense. And it's a small emotional buy-in. You start with a low ticket offer. In fact, what you do is you start with just asking people for their email. And then you give them a quick thank you presentation, which is part of the funnel. Then you go in and you ask them for a little bit more. You ask them to listen to a little bit more. My dogs are excited about the congruent tiered products. So what I'll do is I'll turn this over to Rich, and he can go into a little more detail while I mute out here.
Go do it. So guys, just touching on those 5 things and the big mention, because we've got some new guys on here. It's all well and good us talking about the 5 labels, but what do those labels actually mean before we jump into Exodus? So traffic, you'll hear that term a lot. The Supercharged sales loop system is built around traffic, but the number of times I get asked by new people, what's traffic? What does that actually mean? So for the new guys on the call and the new guys watching the recording, traffic is nothing more than a set of eyes. It's a visitor. It's somebody looking at your offer. your offer being whatever it is that you're promoting online, whether that be Boss Excel, one of the systems in Boss Excel, or your own independent business. So every business needs traffic. You'll often hear me talking about a shoe shop as an example, and even a shoe shop needs traffic. The difference being that traffic is the people who walk through the door. Online traffic is the people looking on the website. So when we're on Facebook, all we are really is traffic to Facebook advertisers. And so that gives you an idea of what traffic's all about. Funnel, the second most important thing, is a process. So a funnel is a way of taking lots of traffic, so lots of visitors, lots of people walking in the shop or looking at the website, and taking them through a process so that eventually you get from just wanderers, just people looking, to people who are interested, to people who are motivated, to people who take action. And so the funnel process is what really converts your viewers, your traffic, into your buyers or your members or your customers. Your filter is a way of making... We're cha-chinging at 4:46 in New York ×2. Boom! We should have a money hammer on this gig. So yeah, your filter is a way of minimizing crap, minimizing wasted time, whether that be your own personal wasted time through speaking to people or meeting people, or whether that be people taking up room, taking up space on your list. You want to be engaging with good quality people. And take it from somebody who did offline network marketing for a long time and spent a lot of time working with the wrong people. It's a nightmare, it really is. So a filter system is a way of eliminating tire kickers, eliminating people who are not actually going to do anything. They're not motivated, they're not interested. So some of the things in the system that we've built are designed to get rid of those people. So you might see steps and think, oh, that's not really going to inspire me to move forward. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to inspire some people. It's supposed to put others off. So a filter system is for getting rid of those guys. The follow-up is pretty straightforward. Big touched on it. It's simply a way of engaging with people after that first interaction. Because pretty much nobody makes a decision to buy on first viewing. If they did, in the UK, Cadbury's chocolate wouldn't constantly be advertising in between soap operas. You see TV adverts time and time again. You see real estate signage time and time again, because people appreciate in the world of marketing that it takes multiple exposures for people to make a buying decision. And so the follow-up that we've built into the Boss Excel system is a way of automating that follow-up. So emails sent out to your buyers in a way that get them to remember who you are, engage with who you are, and ultimately buy, or at least stay in touch with you until they're in a position or ready to buy. And then your final bit is what today is going to be all about, your congruent tiered products. So yes, there's congruency. Well, there's tiering in the early stages. We've got least ad space, a low cost front end offer at $7. We've got Future Ad Pro, mid-range traffic exchange starting at $10, and we've got Online Sales Pro, which is your entire sales suite, the heart and the glue of the system, at $37. But then moving up in that tiered curve, we've got Exitus Elite at the back end, and it's called Elite for a reason. It's high caliber education products at a high ticket price, still with a low enough entry though for people to make a decision to get involved and then work upwards. So that's what we're going to touch on today. Exitus Elite is the education product, but that's how those 5 things all lead and almost on a stairway to this end of the system. And it's this end of the system that we want to make sure today people have got set up and people are
Now, Rich, one of the things that people might be saying is, yeah, but we already know that. We want you to become well-versed so that when you speak to people, all right, and those of you in the winner's circle know that we talk about that, you want to open up those lines of communication, you want a clarity connection, you want to be able to explain why Boss Excel is so powerful. And that's exactly what Rich is saying. You want to be able to explain why it's put together the way it is, because most people are just going to look at it as another sales funnel, but it's much more than that. And you want to be able to explain why it's done that way. And that's why we talk about the 5 things. So if your message stays congruent with our message, then people are exposed to it and it sticks, and they make that choice to move forward, much like many of you on here did when speaking to me or Rich in coming in. We explained to you the vision of what this is. So that's why Rich is spending time. But we're actually going to go into detail. Now, one of the reasons I'm wearing 2 hats today is because officially, now that Super Bowl's over, I can put away my football hat, and now we can concentrate on hockey. So bottom line is, we want you to be that type of person also, that when you are working with someone on Boss XL, have them focus on how powerful it is for the reasons that we're talking about. And that's why we're excited to talk to you more about Exodus, because even though it's a bonus, all right, and Eric touched on in the very beginning, even though it's a bonus, the problems they had, okay, were what most companies have when they first kick off, their payment processors, things like that. But the biggest problem that we had with Exodus was that people were pushing it for the wrong reason. They were pushing it all for the commission. Now, it's wonderful to get those $1,000 commissions. We talk about it as the bonus, as an income multiplier. But the reason Exodus is so powerful, and someone is going to direct pay you for the ability to use Exodus, is what Rich is going to cover today. The power of the education, the power of the traffic training that's in there as well. And what you will learn as you go along with us is that if you learn about educating yourself and others about traffic in all manners, okay, that's why we love OSP so much also, because they teach alternative traffic sources like Instagram, Facebook, etc. Well, guess what? Exodus does as well, in a different format. And so we're going to go in, and I think, Rich, what we should do is probably just reiterate and let people see how the funnel unfolds, step 1, step 2. We're not going to spend a lot of time, but how it unfolds for the purpose of basically upselling Exodus as a bonus, but you're going to talk about making some slight changes to the funnel itself even before version 2.0 comes out, right, my man?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And we're doing that so all of you can get some more Fufofos with a little bit of Fufofo X thrown in.
Fofo X and a little bit of Fofo L. Yeah, we'll throw
yeah.
As well. So plenty going on. So yeah, what I want to do, we need to share screen. So let me jump on that so we can show you what.
While you're doing that, Rich, if you're watching this on replay, someone shared this link with you, make sure you get back to the person that shared the link with you or that inspired you. The first thing you want to do is get into the Facebook group. And Rich and myself go through and we look at every single person. We welcome you to the group, and then we want you to connect with the person that inspired or invited or added you to the group, and then hook up with them, because like we said on the training, we want you to understand how it works, but also so that you can explain it as well. So if you're watching it for the first time, make sure you get back to that person, have them explain everything to it, and then once you do, you'll start to be aware of how powerful the system actually is. So go ahead, my man.
No problem, buddy. So can you see my screen right now?
Yep, we are good, brother.
Fantastic. So Big's talking about the U44 or the U4L or whatever combination of LOFs you want to put on there. This is just an idea. This is just a snapshot of 21 days in the life of Boss XL. So leads, sorry, actually these are sign-ups, not leads. These are actual sign-ups in the 3 different businesses as a result of...
Yeah, Rich, the idea is we create lots of leads, and leads lead to sign-ups, and sign-ups lead to sales.
Absolutely. So you look at the lead numbers up here and following through a funnel, filtering out the crap. Obviously, yeah. Filtering out the crap. I'm not going to correct my language because that's what it is, basically. You ultimately lead to people who you want to work with, people on the same page as you who are motivated and driven to do business. So what I'm going to do is show you through the sales funnel back end. So let's jump into some of the pages of the funnel. Here we go. So you see there's all sorts of pages in here. I've been building pages for tattoo shops and for vape stores and all sorts of stuff. But the back end of the funnel is the bonus end of the system. And so this is introducing you to two different bonuses. One of them we're talking about today, one of them we're not. And so the bonus we're talking about today is your income accelerator, as Big called it. And so that is Exodus Elite. Now, in Exodus Elite, what you're going to do when you're in this end of the funnel is join up by clicking that button. The changes that Big mentioned to you, I'll touch on while we're on this page, because you guys may still be using the very original version of the Boss Excel funnel, where this top button invites your members or your viewers to come back and join the Facebook page. Well, what I've done is I've adapted that so that that now takes them to a funnel setup page. So once they've gone through the...
So Rich, back up again, all right? One of the things about OSP is if we make a change, all right, and Rich did this so that we could run tests to it, all right, then we need to let you guys know so that you go back in and reload this share code. Correct, Rich?
Absolutely. So once this button is clicked, it takes the viewer, the traffic, the prospect, to a page which shows them how to set up their own funnel. In the version that you're currently looking at, those instructions are supplied by email separately, which was great to start off with, but through testing, what we found is having it built into the funnel system is so much more effective. And it also gives you guys a reason to make sure that you set up these last few pages. Because I know some guys have literally just set up the lead capture, the step 1, step 2, and step 3, because that's all you or they're involved in. And so you're missing out on an opportunity at the back end to have your people start with high volume traffic. Even if you're not involved in the other bonus, that high volume traffic can help them grow step 1, step 2, and step 3, which in turn helps you grow step 1, step 2, and step 3. So it's really important to have these back pages set up, and the funnel setup page is a motivator to do that and a way to make the process simpler for everybody. Does that make some sense? Is that pretty clear? I'll take that as a yes.
Did you want them to raise their hand, Rich?
I was hoping you were going to answer on their behalf, buddy, but don't worry about it. It's all good.
Absolutely. So to reiterate what Rich was saying, the beauty of the system, the way it's put together is even if the person does not sign up for this, you want to make sure that you have it set up so that they're forced to go and see that it's a complete system of share codes and setups, because what it'll do is reinforce them at least signing up for Online Sales Pro, Least Ad Space, and Future Ad Pro. And then curiosity will always get to people. And that's why we talked about, we're going to show you why we're excited about Exodus, even if you only do it at the basic level. But we wanted to show you why we're tweaking the funnel here. Now, version 2.0 is going to be a complete, entire, charged up super beast version, but we wanted to make some tweaks here. And we've seen, I just showed you guys some of the conversions in our testing, and we always do that first, and then we roll it out to you. So go ahead, Rich, because this is good stuff.
So on the so you guys will be familiar with the share code website, which is bossexcelsharecodes.com. And so what you will find is, depending on what time we get done here, hopefully before midnight tonight, the share code for this new funnel page and this new income accelerator page will be in the share codes website. If it's not there tonight, it will certainly be there tomorrow. So you can literally go to your OSP back office, copy and paste the share code in there, and then just go to the page before this one, which is your bonus page, and add in the share code. It'll all make sense. It'll all be really clear on the instructions. I'll make sure everybody's got a really clear step-by-step process for doing that. So that's kind of your back end. That's the tweaks and changes. That's your funnel setup page, and that'll drive people to get set up straight away instead of waiting.
Rich, every time I see this, it's just so sexy.
Oh,
I mean, the colors, the verbiage. I mean, it's just so sexy. Great job. Great job, brother.
Anyone would think there were a lot of time put into this.
Only 100 hours. But anyway, go ahead, my man. Yeah, we're excited about the tweaks because we are seeing that they are working. So we want to share them with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what I want to do is jump into Exodus Elite and have a look around the back office there and show you what's what. So when you log in to Exodus Elite, the first thing I love about this is the counter. So let me go back home to my dashboard. So you get your counter telling you exactly where you're at, and it's not about the money. Well, yes, of course it's about the money. We wouldn't do it if we weren't earning. We wouldn't do any of this for free. But it's got to be about the product, and that's where we feel genuinely a lot of marketers have gone wrong. There's 2 or 3 big Exodus systems out there, and what you'll find in those systems is the only people who are earning are the guys at the top. And that sounds very much like the kind of program that people have avoided for many years, you know, the kind of program that gives this industry bad names. And it's not that, it's just that the way they're promoting it leads it to pay out that way. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that both we and you guys are promoting Exodus based on the product range, based on the actual educational products. So we'll run through the products in just a second, but the eyes I want you to look at this program with are the eyes of a marketer. Now, I know this is the basic training, the Wednesday training, the simple training, but irrespective of what level you're at, whether you're getting started today or whether you've been in this world for a year or two, look at it as a marketer. And as a marketer, you want to see everything you hear, see, touch, and get involved in as a chance to leverage. So if you learn something, how can I leverage that? How can I write about it on a blog or a Facebook post? How can I video myself about it for YouTube or Vimeo? How can I text about it to a friend of mine who it might be relevant to? So you're looking for leverage. What I want to show you is the volume of leverage that's available inside Exodus and why it's a marketer's dream, because every single one of these buttons that you're going to see has the opportunity to provide you with multiple points of leverage. So what you're looking at the minute is the Genesis library. In this library, you've got 3 levels. You've got basic, advanced, and elite. And Big will talk you through the pricing structure in just a second. In the basic level, which is your starter platform, when you join Exodus at the lowest price range, here's what you get. You get 14 different courses, all about traffic, essentially. So 4-figure promotions, how to use Fancy Affiliate, which is a useful tool for affiliate marketers, instant traffic for newbies. How many new people come into this industry know nothing? Admittedly, there's traffic training in Online Sales Pro as well, but do you genuinely think that you can have too much training? The more knowledge you've got, whether it's knowledge that you use or knowledge that you leverage, the better. The power is in the leverage aspect, because the best way to learn is to teach. And any of you guys who have already started doing videos will see that. You'll find that when you're doing a video tutorial for someone, even if it's about something that you know very little about, as a result of doing the video tutorial, it enhances your knowledge, your confidence, and your ability. It also enhances your credibility, and as a result, gets you more interest and gets you more customers, members, or affiliates. So you've got instant traffic for newbies, you've got traffic methods, list building, you've got making money in minutes, making money from forums. Now, forums are a really interesting thing because every one of us has a different circle. Some of us are interested in fishing. Some of us are interested in pumping iron and lifting weights. Some of us are interested in car racing. And so there's always a niche that we've got in our circle. And those niches generally have forums of some sort. It's a great place to engage with people on a level that they're at, meet them where they are, and genuine conversation can lead people into all sorts of different directions. So forum traffic is really, really interesting. Secret traffic sources, so things that the big marketers use, using Bing. How many people only think about Google? It's all about Google, isn't it? Everybody thinks Google AdWords, but there's only a handful of marketers who use Bing or Yahoo, similar sort of processes available in Yahoo. So these, essentially, these products, these training packages, you simply hit download and it downloads it onto your computer or onto your phone or your tablet or your mobile device. What I'd suggest you do, yes, use the training for yourself, but go through the training with a pen and a paper or with a recorder and take sound bites, take snippets of information from a 20-minute, well, from a 5-minute video. You can draw enough information off of that to create your own 5 or 10-minute video or your own multi-post for Facebook. It might be that you're able to post something in the morning, something in the afternoon, something in the evening, off the back of 5 minutes of training that you've got inside Exodus. This is the fuel to your fire, and you've not even got started in it.
Now here's the beauty of this, Rich. You just showed them all of this, and all of this is available at the $100 level.
Yeah.
At the $99 level, all of this is available. That's what's so absolutely amazing, and that's why we love it so much, because it's all about traffic. Now, we're going to share with you the other levels as well, and it's well worth it. Even at the $1,000 level, it's well worth it, because what Rich just touched on is, it's not that you're buying the product, you're buying the process, and you turn around and you take that process and put it in your own words, in your own video, and you put it out there as your content. Now, what have you done? We talk about this all the time. You start to create authority and credibility. All right. And people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust, but they also want to do business with people in a place of authority. And we said this before, the reason that we reiterate about why the Boss XL system is put together is so that you can turn around and let people know why it's put together, so that they have an understanding. That's positioning you as a figure of credibility and authority. That's why we go over it so much. But we show you this to say, even for $100, this is a friggin' steal. An absolute steal. Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. So that's page 1 of 2. You've got 14 different programs within your basic option. So once you start to work your way through, what you'll get to is an advanced level, which really focuses on marketing as a whole. If you've been on these trainings before, or your winner's circle, you'll know how heavily we focus on email. Email copy is vitally important, because the system is great, the funnel's fantastic, the filter is awesome.
Rich, does that say 10 videos? Does that say 10 videos just on email marketing?
That says 10 videos on email marketing, buddy. Yeah.
For the few $100 you spend at this level,
or an entire course.
For the $500 you spend at this level, that by itself is worth paying that for this level.
For guys who've been around the block, you'll have seen how much these kind of courses cost. You know, you'll see on your Facebook feed different people selling, buy this course, buy that course. You'll see it when you're on the traffic exchanges. So there's no questioning the value within Exodus. What I want people to really, really see is the content within Exodus, and that they're not just paying that money out for an income opportunity, which is how everybody else is selling it, and how some of you guys might well think it is. And I don't want you thinking that way. I want you to know.
Yeah, Rich, let's cut the BS here and go right to it. Basically, you pay Exodus, okay, as a company who put all this together, who continues to add content, who continues to do all kinds of training. You pay them an admin fee each year to get access to the back office to be a member. It starts for as little as $99 per quarter, or you can pay a one-time of $299 for the full year. We always tell people, just like OSP and all, when you can pay a yearly, pay the yearly, because you get more than that value. So that's going to get you basically access, and then you purchase the resale rights of these different levels, which you then have the ability to resell to other people, okay? And you get 100% of what they pay you. So the admin fee goes directly to the company. Anything else above that $299 goes to you. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, because we're going to show you that for the little money that's paid out, it's paid directly to you, just the training alone, that's what we say. Yes, the commissions are fantastic, but the reason that you're creating that clarity connection with someone is to show them, and that's why we're going into great detail today, okay, to show you how powerful it is, because you're paying for access from an admin, but then everything else, okay, the $100 level, the $1,000 level, when Rich shows you that, is 100% to the person that introduced them. And that's a beautiful thing. And again, you would pay that amount for training anyway, substantially more actually, as Rich talked about. But I just want to reiterate that, all right? And what that does is put you in a position to have the resale rights, and every single person that you end up bringing in, that money basically passes to you, not the admin fee, because again, obviously they need to make money in order to run the site, to run the training, all that type of stuff. But that's why Rich and I are excited about this. We waited until all the gurus kind of blew out of it because they'd made their fast money, you know, all about the commissions and all. And we sat here and said, you know what? This is a gold mine, not only with commissions, it's nice, but the gold mine is in the learning and using this from a leverage standpoint, as Rich talked about. So Rich, continue. Great word there, leverage, because that's what Exodus is all about.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what you should be able to see, you should now be looking at the marketing page of the library. I've just downloaded a couple more elements of this in the back pages because genuinely there's so much content in here. It will take you a while to get through it all, especially if you're using it from a training standpoint and wanting to regurgitate the information for the people, which is where the real value is. So just to talk through a couple of the things that's in here. Yeah, you've got that email training. The Facebook traffic revised. It states revised because it's updated. Facebook are continually changing their algorithm. The algorithm is how the coding within Facebook interprets information. You know, you may well find every now and again you go on Facebook and you'll kind of think to yourself, I've not seen anything from John for a long time. Now, is that because John's not been doing anything? Or is that because Facebook have changed the way they interpret information and no longer think John's relevant to you? And so if you understand how Facebook interprets information, you can manipulate, for want of a better word, you can manipulate what you post and share and how you interact in order to get your stuff in front of the right sort of people. Incredibly powerful. All about hashtags, all about when you start to upscale your business, hiring your first virtual assistant. And that's quite a big deal when you get to a certain stage in the game. Internet marketing models, mastering advertising on Facebook. Because Facebook ads, people think Facebook ads is an easy thing to do. It's easy to set up. Just like getting in my car and starting the engine is easy. But if I were to get my 13-year-old lad to do that and then ask him to drive me to the shops, there's only going to be one outcome. No matter how easy it is to get in and get started, the difference between the end result being a success and a failure is the training and the knowledge and the expertise. So Facebook ads is a complex baby that you need training on. It's not just something to get jumped into.
Now here's a beautiful part. Go up, scroll up there, Rich. Smart funnel blueprint. If you go to the previous one, it talked about being able to sell sales funnels to people. Go all the way down the bottom there, Rich. Sales funnel blueprint. We teach you that for free. Learn everything there is to know. Did you know that you can charge customers anywhere from $99 to over $2,000? We know that because we've seen a lot of other gurus do, especially in a lot of these MLM or network marketing type of companies. The beautiful thing about what we teach you inside Boss XL with the OSP tool is that you can do those yourself. And if you build a team, you give it to your team to help them have success. But there are a lot of people out there, okay, that charge for share codes and things like that. We don't. That's the beauty of the Boss XL system. But right there, we want to show you that there are people out there that focus on doing sales funnels and charging people. And Rich and I used to pay people to create sales funnels for us. And we basically quickly figured out that you could do it if you find a tool as easy as Online Sales Pro to do it. And that's where the real money is made, in learning to build systems.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the pages of information just go on and on and on.
Rich is
And
like me. I haven't even got. I'm to the third page, and if you scroll down, Rich, let's show them how far that goes. And this is only the second level, people. Okay, and it goes on and on, as Rich said, on and on and on and on. And that's the beauty of this system is you are paying for the resale rights to it, but the training itself is so fantastic that the commissions also become really a sidebar. Because what we're hoping is, let's say you spend the $299 and then you pay the $1,000 to be at the elite level, okay? Elite level, which is past advanced, and Rich will show you that in a little bit here. You're going to make that back and then some if you just implement a fraction of all this training.
yeah, if you consider each one of these elements can provide you with content for the day. And to be fair, most of these elements can provide you with content for much longer than a day. But if each one's a day's worth of content, you've got 44 days worth of content just at this level. Each one of those can provide you with enough information to do videos, Facebook posts, email campaigns, Twitter posts, blogging for a day. You've got 44 days worth of content just at this level. How much would you have to pay for that? So, can you guys hear me? Yeah, right, he's put it on mute. All right, cool. So we're going to move over to the top level, which is split down into two parts, because ultimately it's all well and good being financially healthy, but Exitus is a believer that health is an overall thing, both mental and physical. They've not got a spiritual aspect to their platform yet, but they're constantly evolving and adding to, and so it wouldn't surprise me if that comes in at a later date. So on the development side of things, personal development, mental development, you've got videos and audios, PDFs with some of the strongest life coaches, personal development coaches, internet marketers around. And again, these can be downloaded to your mobile device. So you can have these set up on your phone and you can just listen to them when you're out and about. If you, Kelvin's on the Zoom. Kelvin drives God only knows how many thousands of miles. This kind of information, his car becomes a mobile university. He's no longer just wasting endless hours in a job whilst he's building his business. What he's doing is he's growing his mind.
Kelvin drives 60,000 miles basically a year.
Is that what he does? Wow.
Yeah. And so plenty of time. And again, you can always find ways if you're commuting, much like Rich does. Rich listens to quite a bit. If he's not working with me directly while he's on the train, he listens quite a bit, because one of the great things is it's all fine and dandy to have step-by-step and training on building funnels and advertising and all like that. But 80% of how well you do is mindset training. And that's why it's such a huge part, development training. And again, this is one of those things, if you come in at the level that we're talking about, you're actually investing in yourself. You're not investing in the program, you're investing in yourself. The benefit is you basically are helping yourself at the same time you get all this other training. So even for just the health and the development and all of the things that Rich is starting to show you here, as I say, it's well worth the money. And the beauty is you then position yourself so that everyone that you bring in basically is paying you directly after they pay the admin fee. And so it's wonderful stuff. Leadership development. These are all the things that we keep talking about in the Boss XL group. Those people that work themselves into a leadership position. And it doesn't mean that you have to be, loud, obnoxious, or whatever. They're all different types of leaders. And that's the beautiful thing in here. Rich is pulling up self-esteem, personal transformation, peace of mind, all those types of things. It goes further. Productivity. You guys hear me talk a lot about these things on my daily videos. You could be doing the same thing. There's enough information in all these levels that you could make a daily video like I do every single day, 4 or 5 minutes, and never talk about the same thing ever. And a lot of you wonder, oh, where do you get your topics and all like that? There's so much information. It's all in how you deliver it. And so I say it again, it's a steal. It's an absolute steal, which is why we're excited, and we're going to revamp version 2.0 to focus a lot more. But right now, as Rich said, he's made some changes so that on the back end, we get a little more introduction to this than we currently have, because we actually didn't want to basically throw it in people's faces. But after we went back and kept reviewing it all, we kept seeing that we were downplaying it a little too much, because it is a fantastic bonus offer. Go ahead, Rich.
We didn't want to be those guys who we spoke about, you know, and that was very clearly part of our mantra from the off, that we didn't want to be Exeter's commission junkies. But by the same token, as a result of not wanting to be that, we've not been the other enough. So hopefully this is going to go some way to showing you why we're going to become the other enough. And when Big says there's enough content for you to never have to worry about it again, is not wrong, because despite the fact that you might look at this and think, well, there's only 150 days worth or 200 days worth of stuff, when you go back to, let's say you did it sequentially, you did day one, you did what's in the first basic one, and day 200 you did what's in the 200th health one. By the time you go back to day one, you're going to be looking at it from a very different perspective, through different eyes, and much like when you revisit anything, you'll see it and hear it and experience it differently, and can put a different slant on it entirely.
And so, Rich, they're constantly updating aspects to it. If you're at the elite level, you have access to any and all updates, and they're doing updates every month with new content and new things like that. That's the beauty of it. And so when I say you constantly have training and information, you do, combined with what we're doing inside Boss XL, combined with what the guys are doing at Online Sales Pro, combined with what you learn basically through leased ad space. There is not a want for information that can be regurgitated in your own style and put out there in order to bring people into your tribe, in order to bring them into the Boss XL tribe, to ultimately work with you inside the confines of the community in Boss XL. And that's the beauty of this whole system. But I tell you, Exodus Elite, Rich, continue. We'll spend a few more minutes on it, and maybe you can show them on the back end how powerful the marketing funnel that they have direct, because we're not saying that you can't market these separately. And in fact, there's a pretty powerful funnel for Exodus. The problem is, if you're talking about a high ticket item, this is what they call a high ticket item. We find it works better, like we talked about, where you have small emotional buy-ins in the Boss XL, where you basically just ask for an email, then you ask for a $7, then you ask for a $10, then you ask for a $37, then you ask for a $50, then you ask for $99, instead of going right out and asking for 1,000. And that's the mistake that so many people made, because the gurus out there, when they were pushing this big, of course they made all the commissions, because they brought all the people in, because they were that first person into the Exodus Elite at the time. And then they told people, oh, we're going to help you get your first and all that type of stuff. And again, some did, but most, when the money kind of dried up because the excitement and the hype wore off, then many people were left stranded or orphaned. And what we're saying is, if you're in a position that's already in Exodus, look at it with new eyes. Look at it from exactly why it was built, okay? Was all of this training and information and education. And the bonus is that you receive those direct commissions, but you only receive the direct commissions. And the management of Exodus is adamant about this, that if you sponsor someone into Exodus and you yourself are not being hands-on with them, okay, they really are frowning on that.
Absolutely. And I've seen evidence of that with people who I've been working with directly, without name dropping. But yeah, I didn't join Exodus with Big. The people who I joined with have suffered as a result of that rule. Fortunately, I'm not the kind of guy who needs a sponsor for help or support and all of that stuff. But unfortunately, many people are. And so, yeah, Exodus are really serious about the fact that the people who are brought to the party are entertained in the party. And so we want to make sure that when you guys do get in it, if you're not, or get busy if you are, that you're supported, whether we're your sponsors or not.
Yeah, and keep in mind that Rich and I are showing this in detail because, as we said, it's a bonus, and we call it the income multiplier because it is a way to add more income in the system, but it's not a prerequisite. You can certainly have the Boss XL, as Rich talked about. Many people are, without being signed up for Exodus, but we're trying to show you, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? At the very basic level, and I tell people, listen, basically pay the admin fee, get access, and then pay the $100 level, and you're going to be blown away, okay? And here's why you would do that also. Rich, why don't we go to the leverage we talked about, where if you just sign up yourself at the $100 level and then start to leverage people at the $100 level.
So back to the basic of the basic library.
If you go to the marketing suite.
Oh, right, show them that, right, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So if you head into your marketing system, and so one of the things that you've got is this beautiful thing. And
so we included this in, but we don't need to play it. We included this in the bonus as the selling of Exodus. But here's the thing. If you go down and you read this, all right, one of the biggest problems that people have is these high ticket items where essentially the commissions and all like that. But if you go to the pay plan, all right, Rich, all right, the products, let's do products first, and then we'll go to pay plan. Sorry, Rich, you were there. If you look at the products, all right, and you slide down, it's broken down like we showed you, all right? Included in the membership, all right, is that basic level of the library, all right? And then the advanced, okay, there's the $100 I talked about. It's only $100. And Rich showed you there were 44 pieces in there alone, all right? Then when you move to the elite level, all right, this is the beautiful thing because all the personal development and just hundreds and hundreds of stuff. That's at the $1,000 level. But you only get paid at the level that you are. So if you're 100 and someone does 1,000, that goes to your upline, all right? And that's only fair, all right? But if you go to the pay plan, here's why you want to take a serious look at Exodus, all right? It's a hybrid pay plan. You earn commissions on every sale that you make, all right? And like we said, you can maximize, that's why we called it an income multiplier, by earning that $1,000. But it's not about the commissions. But let's say that you only did the Genesis Advanced at 100, all right? The beauty is that it allows you to leverage, okay? And that person is going to have access to at least that level, and they're going to basically be curious, especially if we continue to share how valuable the training is, all right? One of the most exciting parts about the pay plan is it is possible to make $1,000 commissions from the affiliates on your team if you go in and look at, and we share that page with you, and all those videos explain to you exactly how that hybrid plan works. It's a beautiful thing. This is what Rich and I were waiting for when Exodus was going through all their issues. They were trying to find the perfect blend, okay, where they would get paid, that's the admin fee, and then you would get paid because you are actually interacting with the person you signed up. See, what was happening before is people were getting sold into it just for the commission, and they never heard from the person that they signed up with. This hybrid plan makes you accountable. It makes you accountable, and it's a great thing. And that's why we call it an income multiplier as a bonus. Here's the beautiful thing. We're going to help you, okay, with all the training and all like that when people do sign up. So the people that you sign up, and if they go to the highest level in Exodus, they're part of the Boss XL, okay, tribe and family and Facebook group and all these trainings. And guess what? Once they do that, they're also part of the winner's circle. So they're going to get advanced training. So we're going to help you, Rich and I, let us help you make sure that that person really feels that they're getting their money's worth. And that was the issue that we saw. And we're saying it. when that happens and that person pays that $1,000 to you as their sponsor, it doesn't go to Rich and I, unless you are one of our direct signups as far as a pass up. But most of the people inside Boss XL aren't. Okay, there are new people coming in, obviously based on all the traffic, and so that's why we think that Exodus, okay, we were doing a disservice. All right, and it was because we were trying to focus so much on the basic parts of the Boss XL funnel, because it is overwhelming, traffic. All right, but we showed you that Exodus, the reason we love it so much is it is about learning traffic, alternative sources. It's about learning marketing. It's about learning building funnels. And when you start to understand, okay, that the commissions are a byproduct of providing that service and value to people, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you getting paid or remunerated if you add value to the marketplace. And what we want to do is, inside Boss XL, for all of you watching this, you're on the training, we thank you for your time, is we want to help you add value so that you can sit there and say, I upgraded an Exodus Elite because of all the training, but guess what? I did it because I get access to the winner circle, and I can also help you more, meaning the person that you bring in. All right? And there's nothing wrong with taking that journey together to learn, to get better, to have more success, and only have paid a few dollars for it. Because in the end, okay, we say this all the time, Rich and I have been told by many, many people that we are absolutely crazy for doing what we're doing. All right? And it's all because of what we just shared with you. We're pulling back the curtains on the Wizard of Oz and letting you guys know that, yes, there is a cost to be part of the program, but there is no upsell cost to us. We don't charge for our funnel systems. We don't charge additional for our training, all of those things. And that's why we're being called crazy, right? Rich, it got so hot when I said that, you had to take off your hat.
The hat had to come off. That was it. It was getting really, really hot over here. And Jackie, we love crazy. Krista, we love you guys. It's just getting hotter and hotter. Keep it up.
Yep. So the bottom line is, we wanted to share that with you today. This is being recorded. The great thing that you could do is go back and share this with all your people that you've had conversations before on Exodus or Boss XL or any of the other programs, and let them see how powerful Exodus is. Let's say that you know people inside Exodus. Go back to them and say, hey, are you receiving ongoing training from the person that signed you up? Mm-hmm. Most are going to say no. And then you can say, listen, I'm part of this group.
The warm market in all of these gigs is incredibly valuable, because I guarantee you, without almost exception, that nobody's getting the level of commitment and engagement from their team, whether that be upline, downline, or sideline, because a lot of you guys aren't connected. Kelvin's not sponsored Krista, Krista's not sponsored Eric. You've all really got nothing to do with each other, but you have an affinity to help each other. And that's created as a result of the Boss XL culture. So if you're promoting Boss XL to future netters, then they have a reason to be here, because we can help them grow FutureNet, but they can join you in LAS and OSP to do so. Likewise with Exodus, likewise with Least Ad Space. And some of you guys are now starting to join the Facebook groups of those relevant businesses. Krista, prime example, perfect. Posting your Least Ad Space results today in the Least Ad Space group. That's awesome. That sort of thing. People are going to start to see your name, see your authority, and want to know how you're achieving what you're achieving. And when you're able to turn around to them and just say, listen, I've got involved with a great group and it's boosted my confidence, and what they've taught me is that I need 5 things. I need traffic, I need a funnel, I need a filter, I need follow-up, and I need congruent tiered products, and that's changed everything. And they go say, what?
Absolutely. Rich, on that note, we're going to end it. We've spent a lot of time with you, and we're going to end it as we always do. Everyone's going to unmute their mics. They're going to all say goodbye, and so we'll end the recording right after that. But we want to invite you, if you're watching this on replay, to join us next week. And there's nothing like being on the live training, because what we're going to do is we're going to answer a couple of questions, all right, to the people who are on this live training. but it's not going to be recorded. And there's a reason and a method for that. We want you on this because after we hit the stop button, we stay on for another 30 to 45 minutes. A couple weeks ago, it was an hour answering a lot of questions that people have. But we're going to do the thing we always do. Everyone unmute, say goodbye. I'll hit the stop button, and we get to do our little personal thing that we always do. All right, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the recording.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye. Nice to meet everybody.
Likewise.